Dear friends, dear volunteers, ready for more typing? I hope so. Okay, here's Goiana Ferreira from Florida. All right, so let's say a few words for parents with young children and for preschools. So for preschools, we are going to have the 10 department directors for each approved preschool, right? They are going to stay there, those couples, young couples that probably are those that already have young children, right? To be there, that's the only couples that can have young children. All others need to have older children. Okay, to be there for these 10 years, these first 10 years, with consistency, because they're going to really study and learn, and we need 10 constant parents there, the department directors. Okay, so everyone else will be parents themselves. They're gonna work during that time, and then they can assign for other open positions, or they can go back to their previous work. We're going to let you know afterwards this detail, what will be the best, okay? All right, so the best will be, because they have to go, the parents have to go, let's say from Monday to Friday. Yes, I think it's important for them to go, bring their babies, and work in different locations, sometimes with their own babies and sometimes doing other things, right? Okay, so instead of being home without son or without other children, so they can go out and have fun. And the parents also, they're gonna learn games and things, right, while they have little babies. I think the best would be maybe up to 2 or 4 months, right, for the father and the mother to have authorization to work at those preschools. Okay, maybe 4 months, right? After that, they have to go back to their own work. Okay, I think that's sustainable because they will be 4 months there, giving assistance and helping to prepare the food, helping to feed them and play with them and plant with them and things like that. Okay, all right. Now let's say a few words for parents and also for schools that have to check, make sure they're doing right. So the first is the shoes. Shoes cannot be taken out easily, right, while they're walking or something. They need to be a little tighter, okay? And they can be those sandals with velcro on the side, easy for the children to start learning, putting themselves in, putting in, taking out, but need to be firm and stable. All right, those walking the same way, they're going to be on the sun, playing outside. Also, come, mommy, come, daddy, right? Things like that, games. And they're gonna be, because they're gonna be teachers of other kids sometimes, right? Because the parents are not going to be their own babies all the time. It's too many parents, right? So they're gonna be sharing different moments in different locations. All right, so when walking with those infants, learning, they have to do a little bit. We're gonna tell how many meters or so they have to practice every day, right? And we're gonna tell which month we're gonna start. All milestones gonna have proper definition, right? So they're gonna walk 10 or 20 meters at a time, right? How many times each period they have to practice, so let's say if we decide they have to start from 6 months, they also need to crawl, keep crawling, even those, because crawling is essential. They are going to crawl, and parents going to be close to them when they're crawling, not planting, just some games, some crawling. Very important for them to crawl really well. Gonna help them for future years, right? Okay, they also gonna be beside their parents when parents are planting, right? Not too much, because parents can be planting by themselves as well while their children are doing something else. Like some other parents are watching them for napping or for feeding or something like that, right? Because 2 adults can feed 2 babies, right? But A little bit, yes, because it's important for those infants to be watching the parents, seeing their parents working at the garden. So, yes, we are going to have playpens at the preschools. You know, they're foldable, bring inside, lightweight, bring inside at the end of the day, right? Because we need those babies watching, but being 100% safe. So I believe we can put 2 or 4 infants in each playpen, just for them to be observing. The parents going to be singing, right? Talking to them and planting and working. Maybe an hour or so, you know. They're going to be in a half shade, half light, such as, you know, a good tree, right? That's not complete shade, so they won't burn. The time would be appropriate according to the weather, right? So really early in the morning if it's a very good summer, or later in the day if it's more cold months and things like that. You know, if it's really cold, they're going to be well dressed, all these details, right? Shoes going to have socks, you know, in summer they can have the sandals without socks and things like that, okay? All right, so the mother also going to be feeding their babies, right? And during that time, the father can be doing something else, such as work at the garden or something, you know, because we don't need parents just to do nothing sitting beside the mothers. So, okay, so the father is going to be working outside the garden, working the compost, whichever they have to do, right? Good work, good positive work, you know, outside. Okay, so the mothers get out, and another group of mothers come to feed them. Okay, some mothers, if they work close by, as I said before, that's still possible, yes. They can go quick, feed their babies during these times of the day that I really don't know yet. And they can do lunchtime, right, before they go to study, or if they study in the morning, vice versa, right? So I think it's really good. So they feed them at home before they leave. So for the ones that are not working at the preschool, they feed in the morning, right, about 6:40 or so, right? If they start, for example, at 8, right, I think is reasonable, 8, so they live close by, they start their work at 8:20, a little later than other couples. I think that's reasonable, right? So they drop off the older ones first, or doesn't matter really. But anyways, they can start working. But if it's university, they have to be on time. 8 o'clock, they have to be at the university. All right, lunchtime, if it's close by, they can go feed them. If it's not too close, they can have that 20 minutes extra so they can walk and don't get crazy, you know, because no one gonna be taking bus, remember? All right, so they go back to their work or to their university. If it's university, again, they have to be on time, okay? All right, so basically is that. When the babies are outside for playtime, so they're going to have a flat grass, right? Those grass that does not grow more than 10 centimeters tall. Any child can have 2 plastic things, right? Or wood, yes, sorry. Not plastic. Yes, plastic, because they're really little. But as soon as possible, some wood things with different shapes, okay? And at the end of the day, right, we are going to wash them all, right? Spray vinegar on them. Put in a bucket of soap, wash all together, rinse, drain, and spray vinegar. Let them stay for the next days dry. Okay, so I think that's plenty. You know, really disinfect and done. I don't believe we need to put any of those things in hot boiling water. But of course, if any got a disease, they can't even go to preschool, right? Okay, infectious disease, right? Okay, so the other thing is that for the parents that work there, and the same as for all positions, all work positions, during their break depend on their work, because some people will already be carrying things, will already walking a lot, and some will be working on desks. So for everyone that have more like a sedentary type of job, they need those breaks, work out, and jump in place or jog on place, or they can go around the preschool. So everyone gonna do proper workout. They have to do yoga or something like that, right? To tuck in their bellies if they work there, right? Because they're gonna have these breaks. And people that does not work at the preschools, they're also gonna have these breaks for proper exercise. One in the morning, one in the afternoon. Because lunchtime everyone already have break time. Everyone gonna already be walking. Okay, all right. And they will be taking sun, everyone, the best as possible during the warm months, with exception of the winter months, everyone. So if there's vegetables to be smashed to serve to the infants, they're going to be doing outside, take some sun, right? The best as possible. You're going to put proper a number of hours, so we are strong during winter time that nobody gonna be outside, right? It is really cold in some countries, and some other countries rain every day, right? So that's their winter time, as I already said before. So we have to do the best as possible. Each county will have their established for these details as well. Also for schools, prepare the food outside in the sun. If it's too hot, okay, a little shade is good, but we need to inhale microbes and everything, because some other times of the year, nobody can be really outside taking sun, okay? All right. And infants will keep going outside in the morning, even that the dew, the grass is a little wet with the dew, it's okay. They can bring a fabric, or if they're a little wet, it's all right. They can change when they go inside. But it's important for them to have contact. And if they pick up a little grass and put on their mouth, the parents going to be watching what they're doing, take it out and give them the little plastic toys and wooden toys that they will already have. So for the very young, the rubber, the plastic toys that are non-PBA, of course, right? We're going to wash and give to them every morning. And will be a basket, right? Or a plastic bucket. Which one is, because a basket, we can also spray vinegar every day. Will last for a long, long time. If it's a very strong basket, that's fine. Okay, as soon as you don't know who is that toy from, or they're going inside, do something else, you get those toys and put inside the basket. They're considered dirty, right? And then they go to the proper location to be washed, soap and water. It's important to wash soap and water before the vinegar. Okay, let it drain a little bit, let it dry a little bit, because if it's dry, the vinegar will get more attached to it, okay? All right, you're doing really great. Okay, there are proper times for feeding. For babies that do not have their parents working there, they're going to have a type of cup. A cup like a zippy cup, but not a bottle, for them to start moving their mouth differently. Not a bottle with a nipple, okay? All right, we're going to have a zippy cup with that inner rubber inside, and people gonna have a lot of attention. They never gonna lose those things, because it's a very simple things. I had mine for my babies that last forever, and people can do the same, because the babies are not going to open these zip cups when they are washed. The people, the staff members that gonna be washing them, just gonna pay attention, right? But they're zippy cups and not bottles with nipples. Okay. All right. And for the mothers that work at that location, I think they can have the morning break and afternoon break and feed them, breast milk instead of water, according to their age, of course, because every baby needs to start getting water as well. So we're going to give all these details afterwards. I'm just giving some ideas for you to be organized. The other thing is that instead of the playpen, some couples, we're not having that, the wrap, because we don't want the staff members to have their babies wrapped on their back, because they don't have eye contact with their own baby. So that's not good, and is also not good for the mother's back. Maybe we will approve. Let's see. If the father carries the infant and the mother will be talking, I think that would work. And sometimes the other way around, it might work. But we have to remember, those mothers are also recovering. They have to pay attention to their body instead of carrying. Some baby's gonna born pretty big, right? They're gonna be 4-6 months and they're really big and heavy. Okay, so we are going to give a confirmation on those reps to carry infants afterwards. But for sure, we are going to have the playpens with 4 infants in it. And the people that are working right there with them are going to be talking, look in their eyes, keep working, singing songs, right? Okay. Okay, during the time they're playing, and also during the time they're watching the garden, they're going to be in sometimes on direct sun, if it's early in the morning, and sometimes under a tree, okay? So we are not, we need the proper trees right now at those locations. We are not cutting everything down because some cities, they already have a lot of trees, but in some others we don't. So let's keep the trees we have, okay? All right? For them to have this little shade. We don't want anybody to burn, right? So they will be about 2 hours, right? So let's say 1 hour sitting in the grass, talking to them, playing with them, singing songs, calling them to come and walk towards the parents. One parent let the baby go to the other parent, and 1 hour at the garden from Monday to Friday. I think that's great, okay? All right. And the infant's gonna have 2 naps because remember, they're gonna get up really early in the morning. So they have a nap in the morning and they also have a nap in the afternoon after their lunch break. And we can also have, because some parents gonna work there, the preschool in the morning, and some other parents can work in the afternoon, right? So they can also take turns and be outside the most as possible when their parents are there, of course, right? But everyone gonna be outside anyways. Morning and afternoon, that's important. During those warm seasons, with exception of 3 or 4 cold months. Let's say cold months, or during the whole rainy season. Okay, those games and those songs, we also we'll be talking about simple things they have to learn, right, in English, right, and will be also good for the parents, okay? All right, and those tender partner director couples gonna make sure everyone, it's properly doing their proper, having proper practices. Okay, the parents that are applying to work at these locations while their babies are infants, such as, I think, because they're going to stay 2 or 4 months home, right? Yes. We're going to let you know afterwards if it's 2 or 4, because it's the same way that's very important for families to come down and have their babies their own time. We also need for parents to don't be inside too much, for the parents to go out. So I think 4 months, right? 4 months. We're going to confirm after, but I think for now, up to 4 months, they stay home. And as soon as the infant turns 4 months, they have to attend the preschool. Yeah, okay. So as soon as they get pregnant, they will apply, right, to be there from 4 months until 1 year old, okay? I think that's really reasonable. Or, as I told you, they will continue at their own jobs at the 4 months, okay? All right, so the mothers will have always we have this 4 months home. Father and mother will have 4 months home. because they're getting adjusted to their babies, and there's a lot of diapers and a lot of feeding. And then for the, when from 2 to 4 months, they already have to start getting to a routine and schedule for them to be ready. When they have to go at 4 months, they have to go. On the following week, on the following Monday, they have to go to preschool. That is very close to their homes. Okay, I think that's right, 4 months. So the parents will always be together, one way, one option, another. So they will have from 4 months until 1 year old. Those 8 months, the couple can have the option. Only if the position they are at is not mandatory for them to continue. For example, if they are department directors, they already need to be operated, right? They cannot have, with rare exceptions, they cannot have babies anymore, because it's important for these 10 years for us to have couples that are not going to have babies anymore. Okay. So, but if they are a teacher, they cannot do that. If they are, every very important position, they cannot have this option. Yeah, so very rarely, for example, if they are electrician, like maintenance assistant. Yeah, because every maintenance leader is going to be one of the department directors, right? Most likely. Yeah, something like that. If they are assistant of someone, yes, they can do, because probably quite a few positions, there won't be many jobs for now, right? So instead of them being at the work and it's not much to do, because we're going to do so much during this 28 weeks, quite many things are not going to happen, right? So electrician, plumbing, right? So we are going to make a list. So it's not the really option for all positions, but depending on the job they have, yes, they can do that. But for sure, not if they work at the city office, not if they work at the teaching of any type, right? Class teacher of any age group, from preschool to doctorate. If they are, as I said, any important position, they cannot do that. Okay, the other thing that we might tell you also, if gonna be until 1 year old sharp, or just for 2 months or so, we're gonna see, because we have the staff of the own preschool, right? And every baby gonna be properly scanned at the arrival, scanned when they leave. Remember, all the babies, all the infants, and also the toddlers until they turn, I think 4 years old, they are going to have an anklet. They're going to be taken out only when they become 5 years old. So they will be adjusted. Every 6 months they go to the doctor, they can be adjusted. So doctors somehow going to be able to lose them up, but they cannot take them out completely. We have to figure out, because we have to stop this thing. Baby disappear, a toddler disappear, baby disappear, toddler. In many countries, we can stop that. Very easy. Connected to online, the same as everyone else already said, and done. So we are safe. The couples that do have this option to work there as soon as they get pregnant, right? The mother get pregnant, they have to fill up and pass on quizzes, on tests, if they are approved. Of course, only those with very good previous background, right? And then they can work there, okay? And I will let you know afterwards. It's gonna be from 4 months to 1 year old maximum, or just from 4 to 6 months old, okay? All right. So this adjustment time, the babies can have this extra help, because it's not easy for people to work in preschools. They need so many. Instead of having other parents watching babies, for so many years, we're going to have the class teachers. Yes, going to be always the same for 10 years. But all the help is going to be the present parents, right? Parents themselves that can apply for that position. Okay, so after they pass the quizzes, pass the test, they go for interview, right? Everything properly done, and they're gonna be have an extra background check, if everything is good, so of course they can get the position. Okay, my friends, so please get ready, organize, and here it is, a few more updates for all of us. The other thing is that for those young couples that will be going, for example, to the bachelor's for 2 years, associates for 2 more years, right? They still have their babies, okay? So they are going to have their classes up to, I believe, 5 o'clock or 5. Cannot be 6, otherwise they cannot pick up their babies at 6. We are going to let you know, but up to 5:20, okay? Okay, the other update is that for the 28 weeks that we still know in families and so on, I believe we are not doing this option I gave. This option is for afterwards, because right now, some families might be just moving in, moving out. We don't have proper previous records of everyone yet, okay? So for now, for these 28, because all the positions for the department directs are provisory, but for those that are already applying to be on those positions for 10 years, right? Okay, but all these options I gave you, the best is for after the 28 weeks, okay? During the 28 weeks, it's very important for us to have consistency in all the teachers, all the assistants, the same stuff every single day, okay? All right, okay. But for sure, after that, we can have those special things, those special opportunities. And all preschools, for sure, they cannot go anywhere close by. All the schools, no one gonna have field trips of any type, anywhere in any country during the 28 weeks. Because we have to know families, we have to know our students, see that they're really polite, respectful, okay? And every one of our positions need to do proper reports. Parents cannot be late to drop off. They cannot be late to pick up, and grandparents cannot pick them up, such as schools. Grandparents can help, but not for infants and toddlers, okay? All right, we're doing really great. The other details we are going to say, for example, infants is just infants. Until 1 year old, class for infants, just for infants. Because some might walk earlier than others, we have to focus on them, with simple songs and time outside, simple games and garden planting and things like that. The parents, when they're cooking, right, they can also have 2 or 4 infants in playpens, and they're going to be talking to them while they deal with the food, smash the food, or cut little pieces according to how many teeth they already have, right? Okay. And they're going to have proper chairs, little tiny chairs, right? As we have already in regular daycares, very strong, to last for decades and decades, all right? So we are going to do the best we can for them to already have wooden chairs, attached to the table. We're going to figure that out. And with washable padding, I think that's the most reasonable, okay? And every Friday, they can wipe down during the week, and every Friday wash everything, for example. Or some classes every different days, wash them all, okay? So the children will, for example, in some daycares, they have like 4 chairs for the teacher to feed them, right? So, but instead of 4 chairs and 1 teacher, gonna be 4 babies and 1 couple feeding them, right? And they have to start grabbing. We're going to motivate instead of feed, feed, feed. No, they have to start grabbing and have those, like high chairs, but they're not really high chairs. So the tray, we can, it's already the plate. So the plate is not movable, right, when they're real little. So we have to figure those out because it's so practical to have infants with a tray, like for a plate, right, that's not movable. So they won't throw the food on the floors, for example, right? So the food is right there at the table, okay? So somehow we have to figure out how we're going to put the food at the table that cannot move out, or if we are going to put straight at the table and not in a bowl, because some babies, until they learn, that's how it is, right? They want to play with everything they see in front of them. And the same way, so for example, if sometimes rain very sprinkle, it's summer showers, spring, they can get, a few minutes of rain and then they go inside. But they cannot get a very strong rain. But it's fun and enjoy. Hey, rain! So it's the way. Everything the parents, the teachers tell them is what they're going to grow on their heads. So we have to keep affirming. And as they get older, you're going to kindergarten or you're going to the toddlers class. Wow! That is this teacher. Whoa, gonna be nice. You're growing up. So we have to keep talking and talking to them, right? For them to be excited about their new class when the time comes, right? Okay, so the other quick updates that I want to give you is after 1 year old, we are going to mix 2 and 3 years old together, maybe even some 4 years old there, and then 3, 4, and 5, another class 4, 5, and 6, right? Because we're going to have some 6 years old before they go to first grade. Okay, I think that's really good to mix and blend. Otherwise, it's so much work for the teachers. And older children learn a lot this way because they're going to help, they're the helpers, right? So, for example, if you have a class with 2 and 3 years old, with a few 4 years old, awesome. They're going to be the leaders of that class. Another class, they have 3, 4, and 5, the same way. And the other class, 5, 6, depend how big is the preschool. We can mix more, mix less, right? Because some preschools are going to be huge because some communities are huge, right? So we need quite a few different classes, right? And proper playgrounds, because they're going to be outside quite a lot. Their playgrounds are not huge. No, because the main thing is not for them to be overwhelmed. It's for them to have consistency, for the little ones. I'm not talking about 5 and 6 years old. That's different. But up to 4 years old, they're going to be leaders, right? Those 4 years old with activities, with games, helping also, right? But the main thing is not for them to have a huge space. It's not needed. But a lot of games, a lot of, activities, and of course, some place to run, right? And also to do things. And all the parents, it's mandatory for them to pass quizzes and tests. I think I already wrote that quite a few months ago. So, until they graduate, they're 22 years old and university, graduate from high school, go to university. Parents will need to learn what they have to talk to them, what they have to be doing with them, games according to their age. So, I guess once a year, right? So the best would be before the school year starts, so they have the whole vacation to study. Not to be many hours during their vacation study, no, but I have an idea, just a few hours class, right? Maybe 2 hours, they can learn everything, what they're going to be doing during this whole year. So they're going to be learning about milestones, some exercises they can do as games, such as for infants, going to be already walking, crawling, and walking and crawling again, hugging, talking, doing games on the toes, And for older ones, gonna be already talking about, oh, you're 15 years old, is coming, gonna have a beautiful party. Who you think you're gonna invite for that special day? Because they don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend yet. So hopefully you're going to start on that day, right? That's a special day they're going to be doing. So going to be one girl and one boy turning 15 years old, even that is many months far apart. That's fine, but they can have their party. They're going to wait, of course, for both to be 15 or in between. That's acceptable. Okay, soon as one of them already 15, the others not more than 1 year apart, that's fine, they can have their party, so gonna be really beautiful. Imagine, so the parents gonna be talking about for every age group, parents and teachers gonna be talking sometimes about, teachers as well, they need to be talking about those things as well sometimes, right? Even some exercise, some essays, some games, gonna be talking about their life, what's going on their age, right? For themselves and also for the humanity, for their family, their community, their country, and their humanity, according to age group. Okay, all right. Okay, so the other thing is that so the parents need to study, have a little quiz, pass the quiz, right, on what they're doing. Also at the Peace app, that on the future going to be done only online, they have to fill out. Okay, so every week they have to fill out, every week or every month, right? Yes, we talk about this, we talk about that, we did this exercise, we did that exercise. Because the objective, the parents do not have to do all the exercises, in the same week. But yes, they have to do them along the 6 months, yes. From infants to older ones. What are the games they have to do? So we're going to explain everything and they will check and they're going to get peace points for that. Because that's very important. Do things according to their age. And the older ones going to help the little ones. So parents, during their free time, they can organize themselves. Sometimes for one, right? 1 day for one day for another. 10 minutes for one, 10 minutes for the 10 minutes for the younger one, 10 minutes for the older one, and things like that, okay? And they will be checking everything. So when they're older, okay, so they also have to be talking about their boyfriend, their girlfriend, days they're going to be going to hotels with their own partner, right? Vacation days, so they have to go over rules and guidance, and every parent need to pass, study, go over these procedures, right? So they have everything. So they have 4 different things they have to study and pass the test. So games, right? Milestones, things to talk about, and things to do with them, right? Appropriate according to their age. Okay? All right, you're doing really great. Please, any improvement, put the title in a proper position according to alphabetical order and put a highlight in violet for us to approve what you're writing, okay? And the last update is that all preschools, the same as all educational sites of all types, gonna have very large windows so the children can see outside, right? So we have to find a way that not too much, like for them to be abstracted when their circle time, for example, But let's say about, let me think, about 1 meter or so. So the windows would come up to 1 meter. I think that's reasonable, okay? So it'll be very large windows, and the wall's gonna come until about 1 meter high or so. Okay, because even that some other classes are playing outside, the soon is not so loud, the playground needs to be a little far away, right, from the classes, because windows going to be open. We have to remember they're not completely open, we have to figure out if those are sliding windows, but in a way they cannot walk or crawl those windows, right? So maybe 1 meter, Yes, they have to be able to see the trees, some part of the playground, right? Or the play set. And as soon as it's not so loud, for during their own circle time, that's fine. Okay, so we have to organize different classes to use the same playground the best as possible, right? But not during the circle time. During circle time, they need more quiet outside. So the group outside, instead of playing free, they can be planting, working at the garden, for example. So they can hear their teacher singing maybe, right, or talking to their students, but not as free time when they can talk loud, okay? All right, so, but I think about 1 meter, that's fine, right? And because they also need to learn how to focus on their own playtime, inside playtime, or during their own rhythm, their own circle time, inside circle time, okay? All right, we are also going to let you know, for example, I think is really reasonable. So sometimes they do go outside. We're going to tell when, how much, because some circle times they can do outside on a warm months, or in some countries gonna be the dry months, right? For them to get used to this, right? Having circle times outside, in the same way they're going to have this opportunity at their own residential communities. Because preschools do not have festivals on site, but they do celebrate outside with their own friends and their own staff members, right? They don't have guests such as grandparents and so on, but they do have their special parties. And on the Friday, before Friday or Thursday, not Friday, sorry, I think Thursday or Friday before, I'm gonna let you know afterwards. They will have that special day that the teachers will start talking to them. We're gonna have our party, we're gonna have our festival, it's coming, and then comes that special day. With only this difference, right? They don't have guests, anyone from outside that does not work there. Why is that? For them to get used to that concept, right? Of having fun outside, have that special day, see others performing, see other classes performing, right? And according to their age, they're gonna see, for example, 2 other classes or all classes, right? As we pass more time, we're gonna give details for everything. But according to their age, if they're really little, they're gonna watch only one class, for example, the infants. And for toddlers and older ones, they can watch 2 classes, right? Such as 2 years old, and then 3 and 4 years old can, classes, can watch everyone, because it's important for them to start working their concentration, be sitting, it won't be more than 40 minutes or so, right? Because they're very small circle times. But it's important for them to get used to, because they're going to the school for the real kindergarten, right? Okay, so we also gonna say, like, some parents, right? Because some schools gonna have proper schools, and who can sign them up first. So we are going to give details on that afterwards. If it's going to be based on the distance, whichever is closer have priority, or if it's going to be based on points. The children that has more points can go to the school kindergarten instead of the preschool kindergarten. Okay, so this detail we're gonna let you know afterwards, because we still need to think about these details. Okay, so you have the festivals, yes, you have a beautiful table, all these details is the same as for adult education. They're also gonna have their special day without guests, all right? The university as well, nothing complicated, but they are going to have their special day as well. Every educational site, the schools are the only ones that parents, grandparents come, because it's the most reasonable, right? Okay. All right, so every educational site of all types gonna have this special day for them, right? And with special tables, yes, on the case for preschools, they can have fabric on the floor, right? The children can also walk around and sit on picnic tables, so sometimes some children will sit at picnic tables, take turns. In other festivals, some others gonna sit on the floor, right, with a little bowl in front of them, sitting at the grassy area, right? And we're also gonna give details if rains. Every preschool need a big room, right? Every preschool of all countries, the same as all educational sites of all types, need this space, this room, right? Meeting room. Okay, for school it's going to be the auditorium, but for preschool it's going to be a large room. I don't know, but maybe 20 by 20 meters or so, or 25 is too much, but maybe 20 by 20, something like that, with a bathroom, right there, in case the children need to go. Okay, the same as outside, they need easy access to an outside bathroom. Okay, and the teacher's always by the door. Right? Boys for boys, girls for girls, right? And something like that, okay? Because the couple gonna be working together anyways, right? So the boys go to the boys, girls go to girls, unless it's infants, and we'll have changing tables, right? Inside and outside will be under a covered area, right? Okay. All right. So when it's rainy season and when it's or winter time, they're gonna have their special event inside the same way. They see others performing, right? According to how many can sit. Very simple little circle games and things like that. Okay. All right. And also 2 folding tables they put, make it bigger for everyone, have a bowl, right? And sit at the floor. For example, go back to their teachers and sit on the floor. Now, another update, it's for the teachers. So, the 10 department directors gonna be working at different locations that are very important. Gonna be the principal, so that's one of them. The other one gonna be the main secretary. That's another one already, right? The other one gonna be in charge of food. So we're gonna get those 10 for the same as for all business owners of all types. Those 10 department directors gonna get positions according to their reality, the best as possible according to their reality, right? Okay, all right. So that's how it's going to happen. So we already have 10 couples working there. All the others are those parents that can come and go along the months, right? Over and over, because it's really reasonable, okay? And they can also enjoy, because it's beautiful to be their own children doing good things. So they're also gonna learn how to be kind and learn these games and learn how to plant, so they can do at home, right? So it's a great opportunity. Okay. So the main details like that. For the older children, the other department director is going to be teachers. Okay? All right. And the parents that are coming for a few months only will be the assistants. Okay? And the infants can be only the parents coming over and over, because it's very basic, very simple. And of course the principal going to be supervising them, right? The secretary going to be the principal couple going to be supervising them. I don't think they need a constant teacher for 10 years, too much. Okay, so for infants, I think it's the own parents coming over and over. They're gonna already pass the test, the quiz, the test, the interview, check background and everything. So it will be just the parents themselves, okay? All right. So one of the parents, the most capable one, will be during all the months, the main teachers, let's say, because that's the word we're gonna use. They're gonna be in charge, right? And the other parents will be their assistants. Okay, so here's a detail that's important. Every educational site, those 4 types of educational sites, need to have the 10 department directors in charge of everything, right? But for the other period, so some of them gonna work in the morning, some of them gonna work in the afternoon, right? But for important positions such as the principal, the secretary, right, the teachers, and then gonna have different ones for the other period, right? Or the department directors gonna assign themselves. So one couple will be the principal in the morning, one couple will be the principal in the afternoon, okay? Because even for the treasurer, we are going to do treasuring points, but we still need someone to be checking, and because of we are not going to have salary in money, but we are going to have peace points. So we need a person to be checking, make sure everything is okay. So we need all these positions for both periods, okay? Yeah, so we will have only 10 department directors for educational sites as well, but extra positions for both periods. Okay, so here we are with more updates for our educational sites. We're doing really great, and get ready, my friends. Let's type everything for the educational site, and let's get ready. I really appreciate all your help. Thank you. Okay, so we also have some of those updates are for the Department 2, Department of Families, such as all the parents need to study, pass quizzes every year, and learn things according to their age, their children, because they have different children, and pass the quiz. So they don't have to study if they already know, because some parents already have older children, okay? So those are the updates for these 2 departments, and thank you so much. The other update that residential communities will also have playpens for 4 babies, right beside their parents, okay? And parents can share during the day, but they cannot have at home, because the baby is going to be attending preschool soon as they become 4 months old. At home, they will have their own cribs, all right? Okay, thank you. Parents can have strollers for their infants, right? And they're going to be rental, the same as everything else, the chair and other baby items. Thank you.